Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night here on the Ben Herrera Show, and I welcome you to the show Monday, February 27th to 2020, 2023. So tonight, Trey, where'd you go? Miha. Oh,
Here.
Miha, where'd you go? I guess we'll have to just do this. Oh, I guess we'll just switch between the cameras. So tonight we're going to talk about how you view the Bible. The reason why I bring that up is because I'm sitting here thinking, you know, everybody, whoever's read the Bible, has always probably wondered, how does everybody else look at it? How does everybody take it all in? And so I always wondered that myself. And it's like, how has nobody actually honestly not? I keep pushing the wrong button. There. What up, Amy? Thanks for joining the show tonight. So tonight we're gonna just part of the show is gonna be about how you view the Bible. Now, I was watching the show the other night about how apparently there's these lost verses or books from before the Old Testament. I mean, the New Testament. Minnie down here?
No.
Oh, I thought I saw something run over there. I just saw a ghost on camera behind you then.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
You really did see something?
Yeah, I saw a reflection. Something white ran that way.
Okay.
I thought it was. I'm not even joking. I seriously saw that. Hold on. I saw the reflection. I thought Minnie was running past down there.
No.
Okay, there's a ghost in here. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to talk about the Bible. Now, I was watching this show about how there was possible different verses. Now, here's the thing. It didn't get into detail. No, not translations.
Oh.
It was different books, like the lost books that were supposed to be in the Bible. And they were hidden, taken out. And, it was one of those shows that you were like, how do I know this is real? But I always looked at it as, you got to take it as you view it, as the person reading it, just like you would any other book. Because the Bible, as what I was told and read from other people and heard from other people, is the Bible was not supposed, the Bible was not supposed to be looked at as a religion. It was supposed to be for us to understand what God was telling them at that time, to share with us and tell us, this is what we were told, this is what what you should go by, and not go by man, but go by what God told us. And so that's exactly what I was thinking. I always thought that, like, why do we have to listen to man? And don't take this the wrong way. I'm not saying that you don't have to, but if the Bible's right there in front of us, then what's the purpose of church? You know what I mean? Not saying you don't go to church. I'm not taking it in
It's
there.
nice to gather with other believers. That's what some people say. I've heard that.
Right. No, I'm not saying not go to church. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is, if God's everywhere at all times,
Right.
then why don't we just do that? Hey Mark, hey Uncle Mark, thanks for watching the show
You're
tonight.
saying instead of meeting up with others every Sunday like a ritual.
Right. Now, I'm
Or
not
it's a gathering. It's a gathering.
right. And like I was saying a few seconds ago, I'm not bashing anybody that goes to church. It has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Now, what I am saying is, when you go to church, yes, it's great to go to church, share what you know, of course, that's obvious. But God is everywhere at all times.
My dad told me.
Hold on, let me finish my sentence real quick, and then you can do that part. So, God is everywhere, correct?
Yes,
Am I wrong?
he's everywhere.
Okay, so then, and another thing is, why do we? You can pray to God at 24/7, 365 days a week, or months, or years, everything. However you want to look at it. Hey, Arturo, thanks for watching. Appreciate the views tonight. We're talking about how you view the Bible, what you take it in, how you take it in, and what you picture when you're reading it.
Well,
Yeah. So
I tell you what, we should ask how many would rather read the Bible or watch the Bible stories in a video.
true, that is a good one.
That's another way of taking it in.
Hey, Joanna, thanks for thanks for watching the show tonight.
But
Really appreciate the views.
that's another way to learn from the Bible. Instead of reading the Bible, you're watching the books come alive into a video.
Yeah, you can do that, or you can listen to it on your phone. Because what I do every morning if I remember,
Same here.
I read the verse of the day. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. I read the verse of the day, and I thank God for a new day. You know, I do that as many times as possible.
And for nights too.
So exactly, you can do that whenever you want. See, another thing is how they say, you know, your day of rest, or you have to go to church on Sundays or Saturdays or Wednesday or whatever.
Yes, whatever it is.
Here's the thing. If God is everywhere every day,
Yes.
you can preach, or not preach, you can pray to God any day of the week that you choose. So what's wrong with, who
Just
cares
talk
what
to him
day?
every day.
Who cares what day you go to church on?
But babe, we can talk to him in our thoughts every day.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Now, again, I'm not telling people don't go to church. That has no, I'm not saying that at all. That's not even the direction I'm taking it. Go to church, obviously, because you can share what you already know with other, people that are there. Listen to the pastor. Yes, of course. We go to church every chance we get.
Yeah.
We go to Vertical. Vertical is an awesome church. That's who we go to.
It reminds
Love everybody
me
there.
of Radiant. It's like Radiant.
Oh, yeah, of course. You say Radiant?
Yeah, Radiant in
Oh,
Richland.
yep, Radiant in Richland. That's a good church. Now, again, I go to church. I help with their tech team.
And
Awesome people there.
I'm just
Pretty cool people there.
we're just starting to go back to church, and at some point I'd like to help out in the kids' room again. Not right now, but sometime.
Right. So here's the thing that I was trying to get at. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and if I'm not sounding like I'm talking about what I'm talking about, let me know. Because here's the thing. And this is just something that I got because I had an argument, not really an argument.
A debate.
A debate, yes, with another church in another city about, because they had this poster on their office wall that had like different names
Of God.
of what they call Jesus in the Bible. And I forgot what his name was. Michael the Archangel's name was the last one on there. Tell me, when have you ever heard Jesus be called Michael the Archangel?
No, it's not. Michael is an archangel. That's his role.
Say that again.
Michael, the archangel, that's his role.
He has his own role, correct.
That's his role.
God Jesus gave him power to, do what he needed to do. And
I think he gives angels powers to protect us every day.
yeah, exactly. He's an angel. So there's no way. Why would they call Jesus that if he was an angel and Jesus was his own thing, his own spirit entity? Now, that doesn't make any sense to me. So what I told the guy the pastor at the time. I said, "Why do you even have that on your wall? That's not even correct." And he looked over at it and said, "Oh, that was up there before when we moved into this building." And I'm like, "Then why do you still have it up? That doesn't make any sense." And so, to me, it just made me think, and that wasn't the only reason why we left that church. There was so many things of like that made me think like, I'm gonna go ask God.
Unfortunately, they were talking
You know?
down on different other religion, other churches.
See, and that's the
They were
thing.
just talking down on, not trying to encourage us. It wasn't trying to encourage us.
Right. Now, like I said earlier, nothing wrong with going to church. Nothing wrong with, at all. Of course, go to church. Obviously, I'm not telling you not to.
As long as you got gas or a car.
Yeah.
Go.
If you have a way to get there, go to church.
But nowadays, if you
But-
don't have a way, there's lots of churches online. You can catch the. You can catch.
Yeah,
it
you can get the
online.
online service. Our church does that. Vertical does that every Sunday.
And that's what we've been doing until we can go back there on a regular basis. Kind of thing.
Did you say women do that?
No, I said we.
Oh, I'm like, there's a lot of women that do that. Actually, what are you talking about? But it just hit me the other day where it made me think like, how do other people view the Bible when they read it? You know, how do like okay, for example, I remember reading this verse. Now, I'm not good with verses. I don't remember any of them. But I do remember this thing that was talking about like lamps. Like there was a depiction of lamps in the Bible that talked about, you know, if once one went out, then that meant it was the end of the day. And then when another one was lit, then that was the next morning. Now, there's a church that goes on Saturdays, and I told them, and this was the thing that got me too, was, okay, if that to me, in my mind, made me realize, okay, well then that's Sunday morning, which meant that was a day that they didn't worship.
That
That means they were still worshiping on Sunday.
Okay, the Saturday church focuses on the day you worship, and they say it's supposed to be Saturday, the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
We believe or have been taught.
Now, we're
that
not
church-
bashing this group either. We're
No,
just telling you what we learned over the years.
What I've learned is that Sunday is the beginning of the week on the calendar, if you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And so why not give God the first day of the week?
Exactly.
Give it to God, and then He'll give you the rest.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, is like, you have to give God the first of everything, anything that you do. And we're all going to fail. We're all going to fail
Yeah, we
at
mess
one
up.
point in our lives, all forever, until we're gone. Now, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect on this earth. Nobody's better than anybody else. Now, people have got to realize that. There's people out there think that they have this privilege of being better than somebody else, and you're not. So stop doing that.
Not. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's almost like, hey, what up, Ashley? What up, Timmy and Diane? Or Diana? Sorry.
Then there's this other group that I'm learning thinks their church is the only one.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is, church was created, in my mind, and again, I could be wrong, but in my mind, church was created by man for us to serve the Lord. Okay, yep, okay, good. But that doesn't mean you have to go to church. Was only made, religions actually was only made because one group thought they knew it all and thought they were better than that other group. You know what? I don't like the way you're doing that. I'm going to go create another one. I'm going to go create my own.
That's how
That's how that
all
started.
kinds out there now.
And that's in the whole translation thing was because say the word hour, like our, wasn't they able to translate into another language.
So then they
So they had to use their word to replace that one. So that's why people were like, oh, did they take something out or this looks different? Of course it's going to look different. Some words don't translate into other languages. So they had to figure out a way to make it sound the same so they could understand in their language. So that's what people don't understand too. I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm sure there's people that already knew this. But how can we sit here and say one religion's better than the other? I like the way this one's doing it. We're all trying to serve the same God.
In the meantime, I've heard people call God the higher power.
Say that again.
I know someone that calls God the higher power.
Yeah.
Because he is the higher power.
Well, yeah.
He's the king of the universe and all the planets.
Okay. That's true. So, I mean, the point, okay, so last night we were at our church for a prayer service. I mean, what was it?
It was pretty cool.
A worship thing.
Yeah. It was nice to sing songs and gather.
Yeah, of course.
That was cool.
It made me realize how much I wasn't paying attention. Mm-hmm. And it made me realize too that, I need God more than the show.
Right.
I'm still going to do the show.
Right.
But,
I need
it's
God
like,
more than my medicine, but I still got to take my medicines.
right. Exactly. See, and that's the thing too, is like everybody, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying like everybody out there has had that moment of, I can't do this by myself.
Right. Can't.
And so it made me realize last night that no, I can't do this by myself. I can't do anything by myself.
I realize he's helping me because you don't know what meds I take and how much and what for. And I'm like,
right.
I would like you to know that being my spouse.
Oh, you're talking about me.
I would like for you to know in case I forgot,
right.
For instance. But
hey, Alana. Thanks for viewing our show. So definitely, like I said, I always looked at it as just like you're reading a book. You're going to read a book. You're going to pick up a book. Let me grab a book. I don't have a book. Where's the book? Here's a book. Here's an example. So you have a book. For example,
that looks familiar.
There's nothing in it. It's a calendar book. But this is just using it as an example. So say you have a book, correct? You're reading this book, but then you get to this point and you're like, that's okay.
Sure
I see what it said. I don't. But then somebody else is reading that same page and you're like, okay, this is what I see. Mm-hmm. And then you share it with that other person. And then they look at it and be like, oh, you know what? That's true. That maybe that's what it was. But then you're still gonna have those thoughts of,
I mean, how amazing Jesus is. Like, he is half God and half human.
right?
He knows what's up.
Exactly.
It's like,
hey, Kaylin, thanks for joining the show tonight.
It's like how cool for him to know what we go through because he's half human and he understands us.
Exactly. So it's the point of what I'm trying to get you is a lot of people, will tell you this is what I know about God. Okay, share it with me. Tell me. Mm-hmm. But I mean, what about the people that don't believe in God, the atheists? And that's
there's
their
people
thing,
out there that just don't know yet.
Or that could be that. But here's the thing. Now, I read that you're not supposed to be out in the streets preaching. You're supposed to be praying to God in private.
In private, right? Instead of in front of everybody.
And then I know that a lot of people are going to look at that like, what are you talking about? People do that all the time. Okay. Like if you see those people that share those videos of handing a homeless person $100 and filming that because they want to feel good about themselves, right?
Showing off.
Showing the world, oh, this is what I did. Don't do that. God, that's what God doesn't want you to do. Do it in secrecy because that's where you'll get your reward. Because if I had the funds to do stuff like that, I would not. I'm dead serious. I would not record it. I know that sounds weird, but I would not record it. I I've had situations where I helped people like that, but I didn't record it when I lived in California. I've had situations where I helped a homeless guy, but I didn't film it. I didn't post it anywhere. I didn't do anything about it. I just gave cash and walked away.
Yeah, one time.
Now I know I'm telling you about it right now because just to let you know, I didn't boast about it. I didn't say, "Look what I did."
Well, I did one time before we met. And I was going to Radiant in Richland, you know. I took some of my tax return and just left it there in the chair. I didn't know. I just stopped it. I didn't know where to put it, where to go to give them the money. So I put it in a bag and left it in the sanctuary on a chair. So I don't know to this day if somebody got it and took it or if they gave it to the church, to the right department, you know, or
They probably gave it to the church because then,
help. So
I mean, either way, somebody got it, you know.
right, and either way, hopefully it helps somebody. That's what I was hoping.
Also, I wanted to remind you, look at my new my new ceiling light. I thought to myself, there's something missing up there. Hey, Donicia, thanks for watching. Haven't seen you on here yet. Thank you. Appreciate the views.
Where?
That's our cousin in Texas.
Oh, really?
That's Atlanta's daughter.
Well, hi, Donicia. Your mom.
Why did I point like she's right there?
Your mom is one of my favorite videos.
Don't say that on the show.
love
Everybody's going to get
everybody the
jealous.
same.
I'm just kidding. Hold on. Let's put that on video. Say that again.
I love our family all the same. All the same.
But, no, but what we're talking about tonight, in case you're just tuning in, is how you view oh, I always mess that word up. How do you view the Bible? Like, how do you take it in? How do you feel when you read that? Any verse. It doesn't even matter what one you're reading. But like I said earlier, it's a book. Obviously, it's a book, which, you know, things that people went through. You know, you got John, you got Peter, you got why am I picking that up like it's yeah, you know, everybody.
King David.
Now, the whole, you know, God created earth, created everything. He literally did. But, you know, you got all those people that, oh, you know, you got to deny it almost to a point where you're like, how do you not believe in that? Now, believe in God without seeing is what he says. You know, just because you don't see me, you should still believe.
So we
Have
know
faith.
he's real. We have evidence all around us, but we haven't seen him yet.
Exactly. So that's just something that we all look at, you know, on a daily basis of everything that we look, everything that we touch, everything that we breathe in, God created. So that's one of the topics that we wanted to talk about was how do you feel after you read a verse of the day? Or sometimes I'll be like, I'll get my phone, I'll read the verse of the day, and I'll be like, God, what does that mean? I don't get it. I don't know what that
What
means.
I learned that I didn't know for a long time is on the YouVersion Bible app, you can type in a topic.
Oh yeah.
And
Like, yeah, you can.
love or peace or hope
Yep, exactly.
and patience, like a word. Pick a topic, and then it comes up with a verse.
Yep. Yeah, I do that all the time. Like you can look up whatever you're having a problem with, and it'll help you find verses and stuff like that that have to do with that situation. Because again, God already knows what you're going through. You know, that's why He asks to come to Him with those problems. And if that ain't cool enough, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we went to church. We go to Vertical in New Zealand. Awesome church, awesome people that go there. Great pastor, Pastor Josh. He's a really cool guy. And we got Doug. We got dang, there's so many people there. I can't even name everybody.
Yeah.
But we got a lot
I go
of
by familiar faces. Too.
yeah, that too. Yeah, because most of the time when we go to church, it's I go because I help with their tech team.
Tech team.
When I can, I help with the tech team, and then get things started with for their Facebook Live, and so I do that every once in a while. But it made me again last night was what really hit me last night, and it made me realize again how much I don't pay attention to what's in front of me, what I should be doing, why I don't pray enough. Here's something that I'm going to tell you guys
Yeah.
that Tracy don't know.
Wow. You're gonna tell everybody and now me?
Hold on. Let me actually say it. Calm down. Just kidding.
You tell me anything.
But last night opened my eyes up to because I was getting very depressed. A couple times on the way home, I wanted to crash my car and kill myself.
What, when you were bringing us home?
No, when I was by myself. Because I felt like I didn't have anything to show. I felt like I'm not good enough. I just felt like, a piece of crap.
God brought us together for a reason.
This was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So last night,
Babe, you got me and the kids. We're here.
let me finish. Last night is what opened my eyes up to realize what I have. And so it made me look at life differently in a good way.
Right. And I'll tell you something. It made me realize I'm not alone. I mean, I have you and our kids, but I also got my faith.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I was going to say too. God made me realize how much faith I have in Him. Because it made me pull away from those thoughts and not even have those thoughts anymore. Because had I not gone to that service last night, who knows? And
No, because if you ever did something crazy.
oh, I'm not going to. I'm just saying.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine being a widow. I've met widows and tried to help them.
See, and that's the thing is like, that's exactly what made me think about it too. Like other people around me,
Like our kids.
everybody. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course, everybody. Because I've had situations in my life where I just couldn't do it anymore. But
I won't give up because I got
oh, I'm
you
not.
and our kids.
I'm not going to give up. I mean,
Right.
that's why I. That's one of the biggest reasons why I went yesterday, was
That's
to
awesome.
to redeem this myself and be able to realize what I have in front of me.
Yeah, and
And
I
so-
got you guys and medicine, and we have our families, our neighbors, our
Yeah.
friends.
Exactly. So I sit here and talk to you, everybody, in a way of God will protect you. No matter what you're going through, God will get you. God has your back. God definitely has your back. Because He pulled me away from those thoughts, those images in my head of actually doing it. But then it woke me up. It woke me up to a point where, you know what? I do have something to live for. And I'm going to do it.
I'll tell you something.
Hmm.
I had a bad habit of, hold on, bad habit of like coffee, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised up around coffee. It's always around,
Right.
and then I got into drinking coffee, and then that was one of my first priorities. Every day when I would wake up, I'd have that cup of coffee
Right.
instead of reading a Bible verse of the day.
Yeah. Because,
And then now, the medicine I'm on, I can't have coffee. And it's
correct.
oh
Yeah, you
wow.
have to stop doing that. I mean, you did, and that's good.
Yeah.
Now, here's
But it wasn't easy, I'm telling you. It wasn't easy.
oh, it's never easy. Nothing's ever gonna be easy. Now, I
Sometimes I'm like, how about just one?
right.
No.
No, but we can drink these.
Yeah, let's have tea. And
Oh, and
there's
it says
lots of
peace.
teas without caffeine.
I forgot it said that.
Babe, there's a lot of teas without caffeine.
Oh yeah, I know. So that's a thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was because don't think at any point in your life that you're not good enough. Ever. Because you are. God tells you you are. God will tell you you are. So the difference between what you read in the Bible, how you look at it, is going to be different from what somebody down the street looks at it. So what are your thoughts on that?
I'll tell you, the book of Psalms, one of my favorites. I haven't read all of it, but I've read chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that King David, he was human too, just like us. And he was so emotional. He had all kinds of emotions. And I like the woman who committed adultery, that God forgave her and told her, okay, you're forgiven, so stop living that way.
Mm-hmm.
And she changed.
Yeah.
He gave her another chance and she changed. I'm like, oh, he gives us some chances and
Oh,
we
yeah.
hopefully change.
Yeah, because there's people have like those addictions to things, to whatever it is, throughout their life, and God will forgive you as long as you stop doing that, or whatever it is, And so anything that people do in their life is gonna be forgiven as long as you ask and stop. Now, if you ask for forgiveness and then do it again, that's not right.
I was
Because
stuck in that last cycle. It was a vicious cycle.
it's not going to be, like I said, it's not going to be an easy situation. It's not going to be
Until
something.
God gets you fully away from it, takes you out of that situation, puts you in a better situation. Because he can do that too.
It's exactly like this. Okay, God's our Father, correct?
Yeah, our Father, our Creator.
Okay,
Yeah.
think of it like this. If your dad came here and said, Tracy, stop doing that. If you stop doing that, your life will get better.
Yeah.
But you keep doing it, your life's not going to get better. For example, like drinking, drugs, whatever. So if God was to come over and tell you, you need to stop doing that, you need to stop, sleeping around, you need to stop taking drugs and things like that, or your life's going to stay the same. So you have to stop doing what you're doing if it's something bad. And you're wondering why. Why is my life crap? I'm not saying everybody is going through the same thing, but that could be a possibility. So a lot of people probably will look at this and be like, what in the world is he talking about? But it's more of a, this is how I view it. So how do you view it type thing. And so how do you view the Bible? How does it hit you to a point where you're wondering, what in the world are they talking about in the Bible? Like, because you're gonna look at it again, you're gonna look at it differently than what somebody else will. I mean, it's a given. You remember? Okay, here's a perfect example. You remember those pictures that you hold away from you, and then you kind of slowly move it in, and you start seeing the picture. You remember those?
Yeah, something
Magic eye.
kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay, so if you had a magic eye and you're looking at it and you see the picture but somebody else doesn't. Now, the Bible is very similar to that. So if somebody's reading a verse and they don't understand what that means, but you do, oh, well, let me show you. Let me tell you. So you kind of get that picture of that vision in their head, and then it slowly falls into place. But
Because you made
that
me
doesn't mean that other
realize that
person's
God
going to
has emotions, and He created us to have emotions.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be that way. So, this one was only going to be a half an hour show tonight because we got some guests over. So I just wanted to thank everybody for joining. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining the show tonight. Thank everybody for joining tonight. We appreciate it. Tonight was a. I'm looking at the camera and I have it on Tracy McGee over here. But there's still going to be a uncensored show. This is one of those ones that, let's be serious for a minute. But because you always, no matter what you're doing in your life, you got to take it serious sometimes. You can, no problem having fun, having a good time. Yeah, of course, everybody does. But you got to take God serious because He's no joke. He's not, I'm sure God has humor. God has a good sense of humor, obviously, or it wouldn't exist. Humor wouldn't exist if God didn't have it.
And we would not be able to love if we didn't have Him. Because He first loved us. I was told that He loved us and created us.
That's why we should first love Him back. Yeah. Exactly. Now, again, church is a building where people go preach, worship, read Bibles.
I was told church was a gather of people, like wherever they are, that's a church.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at. So, again, nothing wrong with going to church. We're not saying that. So don't take it the wrong way. If you take it that way, that's on you. But I don't look at it as, because I can go to church in my own house. I can read the Bible. I can read verses and understand it the same way I could in the church. Now, I'll go to church. Of course, I'm not going to say I'm not going to go to church, but I'll go to church if I have a situation where I'm like, I want to go see what somebody else says or thinks. I go to church also to help out, but to me, in my eyes, this is what it means to me. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about tonight. Again, I thank everybody for joining the show. Tracy, thank you for being on the show tonight as our co-host, as usual.
Thank you.
So, any last words you want to talk about?
Well, be safe or stay safe wherever you are.
No, I mean about the Bible.
Oh.
You always do that. I'm like, most of the times when I say that, that means about the topic. So let's do that over. Let's do that. Let's. Okay. Tracy, any last words?
Say, if you don't feel like reading the Bible as like a book, then watch some videos.
Yeah.
There's that other option. If you don't want to read, you can watch.
Yeah. That's true. There's that option. You can download the Bible app and actually it'll read it to you. Like, yeah.
I mean, if the verse of the day can be read to you too. You just click on.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of billions of people out there that have this app, but it's fun to read. Because have you ever read something and you're like, oh man, I wonder what that happened. I'm gonna find out what happens next. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I looked at it, because I wasn't paying attention like I should have, and so it woke me up. Mm-hmm. It really did. Now, I'm not saying I'm all like, oh, high and mighty, preacher and blah, 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 whatever. But what I am saying is that God woke me up and made me realize who He is and what His purpose is. So obviously, I knew who God was. I believe Jesus died for our sins. I believe that Jesus is our Savior. No matter what I go through and what I cause in this world, I'm still gonna believe in that no matter what. I can be up for an Oscar and lose. I'm still gonna believe in God.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not gonna do movies for fame. I don't give a crap about that.
I know,
You
and
know,
I like our home and our side of town, and
mhm.
well, why uproot and move and build many houses and stuff like that?
I no, not yeah, exactly. So definitely, let's take a look in the mirror and realize we're all here for each other. We need to do that. Um, be able to be there for each other when we need it. If you can. I'm not saying be there 24/7 because obviously everybody's got lives, got things going on. But if you see, and I've done this myself, because actually I read an article about I think it already passed, but not Salvation, City Mission, Holland City Mission, was running out of food, and I was gonna use our stamps to go buy some food and drop it off.
Yeah.
But then I found out we couldn't do that. I don't know why. I found out that apparently they had enough food at the time and it was already done by the time I was able to do that. But, I wasn't going to record it. I wasn't going to say, guess what I did today? But I was just going to drop it off and leave and then call it a day. So, but anyways, all right. Well, I would like to thank everybody for watching tonight. Again, thank Tracy, my babe, for being on.
Love you, babe.
Love you too.
We're a team.
We're always going to be a team. So, anybody else want to join our team? The Black River Studios team. That's the one I meant. Anyway, so if you want to comment afterwards, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll respond if you do. Also share hashtag Black River Studios LLC because we're basically just pretty much going to do that. I don't know what I just said there. What was I talking about? Anyway, all right. Well, everybody have a good night. Peace
Talk
out.
to you tomorrow.
Be safe out there. I mean, share whatever verse you want and just be happy. Try to be
Just be thankful.
yeah, exactly. Be thankful
that you're
for.
here and you have your family and friends and a home and food
I'm going around.
and transportation to doctor appointments.
You have transportation, babe. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, all right. Well, everybody have a good night. Peace out, and you have a good day.
Exactly.
I don't know.